hope you're well. So this is our topic, or understanding the world session. So what we're going to do is you'll see that in your work folder you've got some different activities for you. So this is for one group here. So you've got two activities for you today, and what I want you to do is I want you to think about what happens when it rains too much. Okay, so first of all, have a little think about what would happen, if you're sort of looking around you. We have had a couple of days where it's been sort of, raining a lot. I can tell you one thing that happened in my back garden. If you remember, I said a little while ago that I actually managed to slip over in my back garden because of how wet and soggy and muddy it had got. So, getting muddy is one of the things that can happen when it rains too much. Okay, guys, so have a little look. So what happens to rivers? What can happen in fields? What happens to the air? What is it that you see? And what happens to the playground at school? Or maybe even actually, think about when you're walking to the playground around the front of school. We can normally get quite a few of these things happening. And then the second task for you is to have a little look at, maybe put a little circle around what you think are good things to wear on a rainy day. Okay, so what would be a suitable item to wear on a rainy day? And now for some of the rest of you, we've got a different activity. So can you think about what happens when it sort of rains too much? So yet again, if you can make a list for this, that would be really good. So that's your first part of your activity. Second part of your activity is to use a computer. Find out examples of what happens when a river floods and see if you can find some pictures. So you can see here, I've got a picture of, this is in a town of what's happened when it has flooded. So can you annotate or label the picture, okay, to show what has happened to the river when it's flooded? What did you notice? And a little extension activity for you. Can you find out what information about what happens to protect against flooding? Okay, so you can see here I've got a couple of arrows that have been drawn. First of all, so the river has burst its banks, okay, which means that it's gone over the top. So where the river normally flows, the river levels, the water levels come higher and higher and higher, and then it's gone over the top. And we can see here another example of what's happened is it's flooded homes and shops, and you can see here, if you look carefully, it's actually about halfway up the windows of this shop or home that is just here. Now it's really hard to tell on this one. In fact, I think looking at that might actually even be a bit of might even be a pub, but I can see that there's probably a pub sign on the outside. But you can see here that this is a town that has been flooded. Okay. I think even there might even be a duck that's going along the middle of the high street. Okay, there would probably normally be a road along here, and this would be pavements. So you can see there is water in places where there should not, or where you would not normally expect there to be water. So if you can have a little go at doing this activity for me, hope you enjoy it, hope you find it interesting, and I will see you soon.